The best stories are the simplest ones. The best characters are the most exaggerated and the most interesting. That's why the bad guys tend to come off really well in movies and animation, because they are caricatured and they're simplified and they're exaggerated and they're really fun. Whereas the hero has to be a little more like us and a little more complex, and they tend to be a little more normal, and that's hard to pull off and hard to remember. If I duck his head a little bit like that, he's looking down, and I can broaden his shoulders, and he's got a little bit of an appearance of a hero already. If I just if I bulk him out a little bit, I can do his arms like that. This arm is more towards us. He's going to break about here and cradle the gun like so. Okay, so there's a guy holding a gun. It's pretty crude, but it's good enough to work with, and I can see what it does. So I'm just going to grab him, and I'm going to make him smaller, because he's not in any resolution anyway. It's not like I need to keep it. I just want him as a guide. And I'll draw another one. I'm just going to draw on the same sheet. Okay, foreshorten the forearm. His elbow is here. I've probably done it a little bit too low originally, so I'm just making a few more darker marks so I remind myself where it's supposed to be. His hand extends a little bit further. If you go to grip something, when you're drawing a hand, do you notice that it's kind of like a square with the wrist joining it at one corner and the thumb coming out of here and the fingers coming out of here? And what that is all the muscle for the meat of the thumb, and you can kind of close that down, and that becomes the hand with the thumb closed. Look at that. It's cool. Turnarounds are real hard. Start with the front, don't start with the side. When you're doing a turnaround, you are working to symmetry. That makes things a little bit easier. So we'll do the character very basically. We want him to have this kind of big silhouette. He's going to be modeled, so we've got stuff we have to obey. He's going to have his arms out. He's going to have his legs down. He's going to have his feet. See, we like to draw his feet front on, and that looks really bad. And a lot of artists like to poke the toes out, and the modeler has to correct that.